The Babylonian Theodicy, why do the righteous suffer? What if I told you that 3,000 years ago, the Babylonians possessed forbidden knowledge about why good people suffer? Knowledge so dangerous that religious authorities tried to bury it forever. The Babylonian Theodicy, one of the oldest philosophical texts ever discovered, dared to ask the question that would shake the foundations of divine justice. If the gods are just, why do the righteous suffer while the wicked prosper? This wasn't just ancient philosophy. It was revolutionary thinking that challenged every religious authority of its time. The text presents a dialogue between a sufferer and his friend, but what they reveal goes far deeper than surface complaints. Hidden within these clay tablets lies a secret understanding of divine justice that connects directly to the forbidden books of Enoch and challenges everything we've been taught about suffering. By the end, you'll understand why this ancient wisdom was suppressed and how it reveals truths about cosmic justice that authorities didn't want you to know. The rabbit hole goes deeper than you imagine. The Babylonian Theodicy wasn't discovered in some grand library. It was found fragmented, scattered, almost as if someone tried to destroy it. Dating to around 1000 BCE, this acrostic poem presents 27 stanzas of forbidden dialogue. But here's where it gets interesting. The Book of Enoch, chapters 37 through 68, contains parallel wisdom about divine judgment and the suffering of the righteous. Enoch chapter 42 reveals that wisdom dwells in the elect one, and that hidden mysteries are revealed only to the righteous. The Babylonian text echoes this, suggesting that suffering itself is a form of hidden knowledge. Chapter 49 of Enoch describes the fountain of wisdom and how earthly powers suppress divine truth, exactly what we see happening to the Babylonian Theodicy. The most shocking connection? Enoch chapter 62 speaks of divine judgment proceedings and the separation of righteous and wicked. The Babylonian sufferer makes the same argument, that current earthly justice is inverted, with the wicked prospering while the righteous suffer. This wasn't coincidence, it was coordinated suppression of dangerous truth. Comment which source surprises you most, the Babylonian tablets or the Enochian parallels. Here's the forbidden knowledge that authorities buried. The Babylonian Theodicy reveals that suffering of the righteous isn't punishment, it's preparation. The text suggests that the gods deliberately allow the righteous to suffer as a test of cosmic proportions, while the wicked prosper temporarily as part of a larger divine plan. But the real revelation comes when we connect this to Enoch's visions. Chapter 57 describes how divine judgment operates on multiple timelines. What appears as injustice in earthly time is actually perfect justice in cosmic time. The Babylonian sufferer unknowingly describes the same concept. The mind of the god, like the center of the heavens, is remote. Knowledge of it is difficult for people to acquire. The most dangerous part? Both texts suggest that suffering creates spiritual transformation that prosperity cannot. Enoch chapter 58 reveals that the elect are refined through tribulation, while chapter 63 shows that the wicked's prosperity is actually their condemnation. The Babylonian Theodicy was suppressed because it taught people to see their suffering as divine selection rather than divine abandonment. This knowledge was too powerful. It could turn every sufferer into a potential prophet. The suppression of this ancient wisdom wasn't accidental. It was systematic. Religious and political authorities throughout history have buried the Babylonian Theodicy because it reveals an uncomfortable truth. Those who suffer unjustly are often closer to divine truth than those who prosper through corruption. Look at our modern world through this ancient lens. The pattern repeats throughout history. Whistleblowers suffer while corrupt officials prosper. Truth-tellers are persecuted while liars gain power. The righteous struggle while the wicked accumulate wealth. The Babylonian Theodicy and Enoch's revelations explain this isn't cosmic injustice, it's cosmic design. Enoch chapter 68 reveals that angelic revelations come to those who endure unjust suffering, while chapter 59 describes how the elect receive heavenly secrets through their trials. The Babylonian sufferer experiences the same phenomenon. His suffering becomes his education in divine mysteries. This is why they buried this knowledge. If people understood that their suffering was actually spiritual elevation, while their oppressors' prosperity was spiritual condemnation, the entire power structure would collapse. The Theodicy wasn't just philosophy, it was revolution disguised as wisdom literature. The Babylonian Theodicy and the Book of Enoch weren't just asking why the righteous suffer. They were revealing that suffering of the innocent is the universe's way of creating prophets, visionaries, and truth-bearers. Every great spiritual teacher, every revolutionary thinker, every voice of justice has walked through the fire of unjust suffering. The authorities buried this knowledge because they understood its power. When people realize that their suffering connects them to cosmic justice rather than separating them from divine favor, they become dangerous to corrupt systems. The Theodicy teaches us that the question isn't, why do I suffer? But what is my suffering teaching me that prosperity cannot? This ancient wisdom remains as relevant today as it was 3,000 years ago. The pattern continues, the suppression continues, but the truth endures in hidden texts and forbidden scrolls. Paul says, "The righteous suffer not because they are abandoned by the divine, but because they are chosen to understand what the comfortable never can." Follow for more forbidden knowledge. Babylonian Wisdom, Book of Enoch, Divine Justice, Ancient Philosophy, Forbidden Knowledge.